Welcome to the latest Motley Fool scoreboard. I'm on in Chockavaloon. We've got longtime fools, Travis Hoyam and Lou Whiteman, giving a 1 to 10 rating to lawnmower and also fancier, landscaping equipment maker Toro, ticker symbol TTC. Get the ticker right if you're interested, because Toro is a microcap and unrelated. So TTC. Talk about the business first, right? Including factors like industry and competition. A 10 is invincible. A 1 is hopeless. Travis is at an 8. Lou, you're at a 7.
Yep. So as you say, lawn care, fancier lawn care. That's mostly what they are, but they actually have done a decent job diversifying some over the last few years. They've grown the business selling tools for agriculture, construction equipment, infrastructure markets. And over time, that should hopefully make this business less cyclical or less tied to at least one particular cycle. I like the push into pro markets. I like sort of what they're doing, but at the end of the day, this is a company that is still pretty reliant on landscaping, gets a ton of its sales through retail partners and distribution channels that can ebb and flow and they don't totally control, which just makes it a pretty good market leader in a niche business, a 7, but nothing more than that for me.
Yeah, and I guess I maybe went a little bit higher because I just don't see anything that's really going to disrupt this business. Let's also mention that they own Ditch Witch, which I think maybe is their best positioned business strategically right now. So lawn care, we're going to be doing lawn care in 50 years. Toro's going to be around in 50 years. Good business if you can get it at the right price, if we want to have a little preview for later.
Management. A 10 is Warren Buffett. A 1 is Homer Simpson. Travis is at a 7. Lou, you're at a 6.
So no huge complaints. I ended up at a 6. Rick Olson is the CEO here. He's been in the job since 2016. He's been with the company for 4 decades almost. So good news is he knows the business well. I'll give him credit. He's been using M&A to try and diversify, which is good. But to be honest, especially on the lawn care side, there's been a few duds in that deal making too. The stock, it's gone nowhere for a while. I don't think Olson is the problem, but I do wonder if a fresh voice wouldn't do the company some good right now. So I ended up slightly better than average at a 6.
Yeah, I just went a little higher with a 7. I think it's kind of steady as it goes. I won't hold it against Olson that he went to undergrad at Iowa. He did come back and get an MBA here at the Carlson School of Management, just like I did. So that was his best redeeming quality at this point.
So maybe a 4 for me then. Oh, wait.
We'll go on to financials. A 10 is a Fortress. A 1 is Yikes. Travis is at a 5. This time Lou's higher at a 6.
Yeah, so I mentioned M&A before, and there's more than $1 billion of debt on this balance sheet compared to less than $200 million in cash. That's sort of just kind of left over from all this deal making. It's nothing they can't handle, but it's not great. It's something they need to work on. There's a solid track record here of dividend increases, a falling share count thanks to repurchases. I give them a little credit for that. They're doing a lot of things right, but I'd like to see the debt come down, especially in the current interest rate environment. So a 6.
Yeah, the one thing that was really stark to me looking at the financials is inventory is growing twice as fast as revenue over the past decade. Part of that is all these companies that they've been buying. They now have a half dozen lawn care companies. So you can buy a Toro mower from about a half dozen different Toro brands. That means you're just going to balloon your inventory. That has also hurt margins. So their margins are down over that same period of time. Growth is negative, at least over the last year or two. So, it's not the best financial company. They're not losing money, so it's not the worst either, but that's why it's pretty middle of the road for me.
Lou, let's move on to valuation. How well will Toro stock do over the next 5 years? How safe is it? 10's a sure thing. 1's a lottery ticket.
So on a total return basis, I think that this company can earn 10 to 12% annually. So I ended up in the 10, 15 bucket. Income might be doing a lot of the work here, but that counts, right? The dividends, the share repurchases. Stock is down nearly 40% from the start of 2023. Cycle is sort of what it is. I don't know where we are in the cycle right now, but I do think that at some point valuation gets to a level where you kick the tires on a business that, again, total return, maybe 10%. For safety, I'm at a 6. The backlog is okay, good recurring revenue. It's the balance sheet that kind of knocks them down for me just a bit on safety.
Yeah, I just went a little lower on those expectations, kind of market average expectations in the high single digit range and a safety score of 6. A lot of the things that Lou said are right. It's not the most expensive company in kind of the high teens price to earnings multiple, but it's also not a no-brainer buy. So you could see 2 scenarios where there's there's multiple expansion for them or where there's multiple compression over the next 5 to 10 years. So I think kind of middling returns is what investors should expect. But, this is one of those, if you get a good discount in the future, it'd be really a compelling buy.
Hearing from both of them, if a friend was like, I'm buying Toro stock, they'd be like, sure, fine, whatever.
Right.
So let's move on to top it and see what they like better. Lou, what's your stock?
So you can do worse. For me, I'd rather look at Deere, DE personally. I think that's better. You don't get the same dividend yield. So you get a bit, a bit less there, but you get a little more international exposure. Deere has done a better job kind of bringing down its share count over the past 5 years, which if we're talking total return, that matters. Both are kind of strong, similar contenders, but at the end of the day, I think I'd rather own Deere.
Yeah, and I took this to the entire manufacturing and kind of engine space. The one kind of no-brainer price out there, I think right now is GM. GM is trading for about 4 times their guidance for earnings for 2025. So, Toro is one that I would love to get at 4 times earnings. GM's actually trading there, so that's much more compelling. They just announced another $6 billion buyback. So I think that one's just a really compelling price.
I think, Travis, you made me buy GM in a prior scoreboard. Still own it, of course. Thank you to both Travis and to Lou. They've given Toro a overall score of 6.4 out of 10, despite a 7.5 for the business. Look out for a new scoreboard every market day at 7 p.m. Eastern. Next up is Autodesk. Till then, Fool on. I bought GM in September of 2024 after this thing here. Pretty much the same price, around $48, $49.